Hello, fellow film buffs and pop culture aficionados. Get ready to take a groovy trip down memory lane as we dive into the electrifying world of Blaxploitation cinema. From the funky soundtracks to the larger-than-life characters, these films left an inevitable mark on the cinematic landscape of their time. Let's groove our way through this list because these movies aren't just films, they're a cultural phenomenon. But before we begin, be sure to like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe. The Mac is an amazing Blaxploitation classic that deserves to be recognized as one of the greatest in its genres, despite some negative reviews. Even though some people may have criticized The Mac as trashy, flawed, and illogical, it's interesting to note that it's actually managed to outgross The Godfather and a few select locations where it was shown. The Mac, directed by Michael Campus, features a talented Max Julian as Goldie. In this film, Goldie takes a different path from his black nationalist brother, played by Roger E. Mosley, and becomes Oakland's most prominent pimp. Richard Pryor, Juanita Moore, and Dick Anthony Williams are also part of Goldie's crew of criminal friends. Number 9, Cotton Comes to Harlem. Cotton Comes to Harlem, released in 1970, was a film based on Chester Himes' 1965 novel. It is often considered one of the first Blaxploitation films, although some credit Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song, released the following year with that distinction. Harlem is such an important place in African American history. It played a central role during the Great Migration and the Harlem Renaissance during the early 20th century. The director added a touch of glamour to the hard-boiled crime story with balloons, fans, and feathers in his stylish overnight hit. The 1970 neo-noir flick is packed with exciting fights, hilarious moments, and thrilling scenes. And also, a sequel was released in 1972. Number 8, Black Dynamite. At first glance, it may appear that Black Dynamite is poking fun at the Blaxploitation genre. However, it's actually a clever and nostalgic tribute to the entire movement. The movie's gimmicks are done with a charming awareness of cinema's past, and filmmaker Scott Sanders clearly showcases his affection for its exaggerated 1970s style. Scott Sanders is the talented director who guides the amazing Michael Jai White in a thrilling role as an ex-CIA agent seeking justice. Black Dynamite was filmed in a super cool way. They shot the entire movie in just 20 days on Super 16mm film in Los Angeles. And get this, they even started filming before they even had a script. Now that's true indie filmmaking. Number 7, Dolomite. Dolomite is a super cool Blaxploitation movie that tells a story of a big city pimp played by the amazing Rudy Ray Moore. Moore's script was actually inspired by an urban legend he heard while working at a Los Angeles record store. Dolomite leads a fantastic life underground, juggling roles as a pimp, comedian, and nightclub owner. However, his journey takes an unexpected turn when he finds himself behind bars. He's been given the opportunity to go incognito and help tackle the city's drug problem. Number 6, Trouble Man. Ivan Dixon skillfully blends Blaxploitation and film noir in his beloved crime thriller, Trouble Man. Robert Hooks plays the role of Mr. T, but not the one you might be thinking of. He portrays a tough and determined private detective in the vibrant city of Los Angeles. Mr. T is a cool guy strutting down the streets in his sharp suit and trusty gun. He's like a character straight out of a thriller noir detective story, working with both the police and the criminals to get things done. Mr. T, or just T for short, finds himself caught up in a regular old case that ends up being a bit of a tricky situation. Framed for murder, our protagonist T relies on his sharp intuition and street smarts to cleverly outsmart both sides of the law. In the world of Blaxploitation, Trouble Man may not have been universally loved, but is still fondly remembered as a fantastic addition to the genre. Using a talented actor like Hooks instead of amateurs and sports stars also played a big role in making the movie even better. Number 5, Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song. How could anyone forget such a wild title like this? It's no surprise that it became such an iconic symbol of the cinematic and political movement. Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song is a film that beautifully incorporates Black Power ideology. It was so influential that it became a must-watch for new members of the Black Panther Party. Melvin Van Peebles is the awesome person behind this film that many consider to have kickstarted the Blaxploitation genre. Peebles had the amazing opportunity to write, direct, edit, fund, produce, star in, and market the movie. They were able to film the entire film in just 19 days, thanks to a loan from Bill Cosby. It's about a young tall boy who finds himself on the run from corrupt white police officers in 1950. 1940s Los Angeles. Despite screening in only initially 2 theaters, it managed to perform exceptionally well at the box office. Number 4, Cleopatra Jones. Starring the statuesque Tamara Dobson in the title role, the film depicted a new type of black female presence in mainstream American movies. Dobson was different from the tough heroines of her time, like Pam Grier and other blaxploitation films. Dobson insisted on not making her sexuality a focus and avoided nude scenes in a deliberate effort to separate herself from the hypersexuality of other black heroines of the era. It's also noteworthy for an incredible 5-minute car chase sequence that rivals others of its time. No digital effects, just real people, real cars, and real stunts. A black woman controls the steering wheel and laughs with confidence on her way to victory. If you haven't seen our video on how amazing Tamara Dobson was, be sure to check it out here. Number 3, Superfly. Superfly is a really cool movie that used the neo-noir genre to tell a streetwise and thought-provoking story. It was a film that African-American audiences of the time either loved or hated. While many viewers enjoyed the bold and daring movie, there were a few who expressed concerns about its potential influence on real-life crime. It's worth noting that some drug dealers even claimed that Superfly served as inspiration for their actions. Priest, played by Ron O'Neal, has made a decision to step away from the crime business. However, before bidding it farewell, he's determined to make one last big move, selling 30 kilograms of cocaine for $1 million and then enjoying a well-deserved retirement. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if it was just that simple? Number 2, Foxy Brown. Link, a small-time hustler, finds himself in a tough spot when he can't repay the $20,000 he owes the mob. In a desperate move, he decides to reveal the identity of an undercover cop who is dating his sister, Foxy Brown. When the gangsters decide to take the life of the cop, Foxy is quick to make the connection and promises to seek justice. In her quest for justice, she adopts the guise of a prostitute and teams up with a group of caring neighborhood vigilantes. Together, they work tirelessly to locate the hitman, their mafia bosses, and even her own brother. Foxy Brown was originally supposed to be a sequel to the hit blaxploitation movie Coffee, that also starred returning actress Pam Grier and returning director Jack Hill, but the studio, last minute, decided they didn't want to do a sequel. If you've already watched all the movies mentioned above and you're still in the mood for more blaxploitation films with a cool sense of humor and Motown vibes, here are a few honorable mentions. Pootie Tang, 3 the Hard Way. Number 1, Shaft. You may have actually heard the theme song to Shaft without even realizing it. The tune captures that groovy 1970s disco sound as Isaac Hayes asks, who's the cool private detective that's a total charmer to all the ladies? The track was so popular it even won an Oscar. And even though it may seem to contradict the essence of the blaxploitation genre, it really highlights the exceptional quality of Shaft. Richard Roundtree stars as the iconic detective John Shaft fearlessly takes on both mobsters and the crime in Harlem. He brings this legendary character to life in 5 thrilling films and 7 exciting TV movies. The success of Shaft has sparked some debate, as it's based on a novel written by white author Ernest Tidyman. Shaft really marked a positive change in Hollywood by giving more authority to black cast and crew members. So what do you think of our list? Were you surprised by any of our picks? Let us know in the comments below what we missed or what you would have liked to have seen on the list. Make sure to subscribe to Black Culture Explained, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video.